Good evening and welcome to the Long Beach Town Council regular meeting for February 20, 2019. Before we get started, I'd ask if you have an electronic device that might make some kind of noise during the meeting, if you could silence it or put it in vibrate so you have an emergency, you certainly welcome to take the call. You could just help us out much. The meeting is officially called to order. And typically what we do now is we'll stand and take a moment of silence for about 20 seconds, and then followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call is all members present except for Councilman Serby. Are there any additions to the agenda? I have one. I'd like to recommend we defer Resolution 15-19 appropriations until Gladys Gomez can be the CFO to explain it a little more in detail. I think we need to have a motion to do that. Is that correct? To amend the agenda.
So moved.
For a second?
Second.
Mr. Aye. Mr. Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Lehman.
Aye.
Mr. Tierney, and Mr. Rosen.
It's better to be listed, but anyway, aye.
Ms. Schick.
Aye.
And Attorney Close, aye. Okay, with that, there's a motion. Is there any additions to approve? Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Alger. Aye. Mr. Allen. Aye. Mr. Lehman.
Aye.
Mrs. Robinson.
Aye.
And Ms. Schick.
Aye.
Okay. Next item 6, approval minutes for February 6, 2019. Is there a motion to approve
So moved.
the minutes? Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Alger.
Aye.
Mr. Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Lehman.
Aye.
Mrs. Roberson.
Aye.
Ms. Schick.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you. Okay. Item 7 is council announcements. We'll start with Mr. Alger. Mr. Aye.
Aye, nothing at this time.
Mr. Lehman.
I have nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Mrs. Roberson.
I have nothing to respond.
Ms. Schick.
I just wanted to let everybody know that the planning commission is still updating the comprehensive plan, and they have rewritten the vision statement for the town of Laguna Beach. I just got back from vacation, so I didn't have it for me. It's wonderful, Maureen said something about that. Anyway, it's very exciting, and the work they're doing is very exciting. If you'd like to be a part of it, attend their work session meetings, please, and you will be included. Oh, it's tomorrow at 3? 3 o'clock.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor Blunt, can you speak in the
Sure.
mic? Thank you.
All right, Kathy, this thing better be working. Had to blow the dust out. Real quick, I'd like to say congratulations to the boys basketball team. That was an awesome game last night. And exciting. They won it pretty handily, and I hope they do really well, I guess, tomorrow night if they have a game in Surrey. And also, I wasn't here when the police chief was appointed. I'd like to say congratulations to you. Thank you very much. Well deserved. And that's all I have right now. We'll move to item 8, presentations. I guess we'll start by doing this proclamation real quick. This is a proclamation recognizing the town's 127th anniversary. And it reads, whereas the town of Columbia Beach was incorporated on February 25th, 1892, and whereas the upcoming date of Monday, February 25th, 2019, will commemorate the 127th year anniversary of the town's incorporation And whereas the mayor and Palm Beach Town Council hereby make a public proclamation expressing their pride, commitment, and dedication to our town and our founding principles in commemorating this very distinguished date in our history. Therefore, be it resolved, the mayor and town council urge all citizens of the town of Palm Beach to take a moment to reflect upon and acknowledge the historical importance of February 25th as a day commemorating and celebrating the incorporation of our town. I'd like to say congratulations to the town of Palm Beach. Okay. I'd ask that before we get to the school, if we could knock out a couple of these ones that generally don't take very long at all, if that's okay with the council? Are you okay with that? Okay, if we could, Larry Roberson, Westmoreland County Board of Supervisors.
Thank you. I don't know how to take that. Hurry up and get me out of here, or what? I don't know. A couple things is, as you know, you have an agreement there with the county to have a building inspector. Mr. Rasavi was not in today to look at it or anything, but he said that he's checked with the state. The county just has to do building inspection. There is no question about it. There's no rhyme, doesn't need to be a whole stuff. My suggestion is going to be that you let your attorney and the county's attorney hash it out. Mr. Rasavi says all he needs from you all is a letter saying, county starts Monday morning at 8 o'clock. Boom, that's the end of it. Short, sweet, and simple. I've already checked with the attorney, and you thought that was okay to just let the attorneys handle it? Is that right?
Yeah.
That way it is.
And he don't talk about that, he says it's 3,500 routes. The county has to do it, it's 3,500 for but last time I checked it, at least 3,542 people.
Yeah, okay.
But there isn't a second part of it. That's the problem with that law. It doesn't say you have to or anything. May, it is instead of a shall or something like that. The last thing was just real quick. You always want to know where your money in the county is going. Last week when we had our meeting, the CPMB, which regulates kids with problems and stuff in the town and the county. Some of those kids have to go to special school, whether it's in Richmond, Fredericksburg, or locally here. They came before the board, and we had to appropriate another $135,000 for some more kids. 17 of those were in the county, 14 of those were in the town of Palm Beach. The town does not pay for anything. The county picks up the whole tab. That budget is like $1.9 million for those kids. They also explained to us that if a kid goes to a regular school away from here for special help, that can run anywhere from $65,000 a year and up. If they have to go year-round and that, over $100,000 and up for those kids. The county has no choice. They just say this is what it costs, and we have to fund it. We have to take it out of the contingency to pay for it, because they already had their budget set. But there's another $135,000. The only thing the town does with those 14 kids is you have to provide transportation. The schooling and all that is paid for by the county for all those kids. It's by law they have to do it. So there's some money for the county. Yes, sir.
Real quick, when you say special needs, because I know that there's some children from the county that come to the Palm Beach schools that have special learning needs.
Right.
Are you talking about physical special needs or?
Mostly not.
Okay.
Apparently, by law, I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is
No, you
or
can't-
anything like that.
Can't discuss who it is or obviously, but I mean, I'm trying to figure out, are these kids that are required like a disabled van to travel from point A to point B?
Some are in cars, some are in vans, some are, I know that there's somebody in the lower end who has to be housed at
Okay.
a place, and they're upwards of almost $200,000.
Yeah.
The county's got to pay for them to be,
Okay.
you know, and there isn't anything that can be done about it. Just that's what state laws, that's what you got to do, period. Most of us in here are very fortunate, we didn't have any problems with our kids. Mine
Yeah,
are,
no,
mine are hard-headed, and I blame that on my mother-in-law, but she'll tell you, probably me. So,
yeah.
We don't know where it's
That happens unqualified from the tree, I can say that.
so,
No, I mean, whatever we can do to help them is fine, I totally get that.
Mr. Turner can probably give us a better idea on the number of kids that we have in their program, you know, at our schools.
this was something that was just added on more, like I said,
Just last week.
county picks up the tab for it. Any other questions?
Yeah, well, just to make a comment, I received, I don't know why I received it, I received a request for an application or to a person who's interested in the town CBO job. And along with the person's qualifications, they're way more than qualified, but apparently they want a lot more money than the town can offer them. But I had heard that through your conversation with the council at some point in time, that the county may be considering hiring an additional person as well.
We have two, Paul, you all know, and James is the other one. James has passed some of his testing already.
Okay.
He can do, he can do most of the residential stuff. Commercial's a different story, and he is working onward to get the rest of the credentials.
I was just gonna say, do you want me to forward you this guy's information so that you can share it with your folks over there? And maybe
I'll be more than happy to do
you
that.
kill two birds with one stone as well, so.
But I mean,
Not that I'm-
the other thing is, everybody knows Paul,
Yeah.
he's due to retire. And
Right.
I don't blame him, so,
Yeah.
yes, we're getting James ready to go, and then probably have to hire somebody else after that, too.
Okay,
So,
good enough.
all right.
I'll forward
Any
it.
other questions?
I'll forward it to you.
Thank you all, have a good meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, planning commission. Hi, Maureen.
Hi.
As Robin has said, the Planning Commission in their work session took all the data that we received from the citizen questionnaire and have come up with a vision statement for 2029. The vision statement is a description of the town and an aspiration to describe how the town desires to be perceived in 2029. It reads, Colonial Beach is an attractive, historical beach town committed to family business, the arts, and a healthy quality of life. We are very proud of the work that the citizens did on their questionnaire, and we thank all of you. They provided us a wonderful set of ideas, and we're moving forward with all of them. The Planning Commission worked as a team to produce a booklet on starting a new business in Colonial Beach. The booklet has been printed and is now available in the printing office, planning office. This was a 2018-2019 project. We are very proud of the work that everybody did on this booklet, and we hope it will help new people coming to the town to start businesses, help them proficiently. This coming month, our bylaws and goals for this year will be voted upon by at the very February meeting on the last Thursday of the month. Recently, I met with the Historical Society Board requesting their help in writing the history of Colonial Beach from the time of the Woodland Indians through to the present. They were excited and happy to provide this data, and they also will provide us with anything about preservation for the future. The section of the comprehensive plan on Dahlgren will be assisted with an administrator from the Navy, which will hopefully give us the correct development of that base with data as well as the description of Dahlgren today. Members of the commission are also working on updating the data on Chapter 1 in the comprehensive plan. With the guidance of our planning director, we are seeking that data through various means in the state. Within the next couple of months, we will be activating a grants committee to assist in securing funds for capital improvement projects in the future. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Questions, Council? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is downtown Palm Beach.
Hi there. For those that don't know me, my name's Joyce Reimer, and I'm the incoming president for Downtown Colonial Beach for 2019. Volunteers and board members of DCB have been laboring under the radar for quite some time, but finally some of our projects are coming to fruition. The banners for Colonial Avenue have arrived and are gorgeous. They're going to be stunners, and I have pictures of them that I can pass around if the council would like to see them, but they're in the town offices now. They're also a good example of how citizens make a contribution and plant a seed, then that eventually flowers, even though they think it may never happen. And we felt that way a lot. Many people helped with the project, but it was Debbie I, some 3 years ago, who found us the vendor we finally went with, and who provided foundation designs for at least 2 of the banners. Joyce Reed and Joyce Gunderson and I walked Colonial Avenue repeatedly, trying to come up with which poles we were going to use. I think everybody in town had their finger on these banners in one way or another, but they came out beautifully. We'd also like to thank the Colonial Beach Community Foundation, which provided the bulk of funding for the banners. So let me just pass these around for you. I also checked the banners today at Town Hall to see if there were any defects, and they were fine. Our next big project is the Osprey Festival for April 12th through 14th. There are ticketed activities Saturday the 13th, but everyone is welcome to visit the exhibit area on Town Hill, where there will also be bird-related children's activities. Ticketed activities include bird walks, bird talks, and bird bus and golf cart tours of the osprey nests. The festival is being held to raise funds for downtown revitalization, to bring in visitors during a shoulder season, to introduce a new segment of the tourism market to Colonial Beach bird watchers, and to steer them into the businesses when they come. There will be bird-themed art at the Art Walk and a scavenger hunt through our retail businesses. Restaurants are being encouraged to offer early bird, osprey, and featherweight specials. Saturday night, there will be a Grand Ole Osprey concert at Dockside. Sunday, local state parks and historic sites are collaborating with us to offer bird-related activities, which we hope will entice visitors to stay for the weekend in Colonial Beach at our motels and B&Bs, who, by the way, are going to be offering special Osprey Festival packages. Early bird discounted tickets will be available for purchase soon through local retailers. Full price tickets can be purchased online at our website or Facebook page in the near future. Many of our town civic organizations have been providing guidance and support in many ways to help us create what we hope will be an annual event. We're seeking sponsorships to help underwrite the cost of the festival, and we'll be selling ads for a souvenir program guide to increase festival revenues, which will be applied to revitalizing our downtown and commercial core with an emphasis on preserving our historic assets and small town character, a proven strategy for spurring economic development. Towards that end, we're working with the museum and historical society to research the background of our key historical sites and hope to place signage to showcase them. People may well underestimate the number of historically significant buildings in Colonial Beach, which according to the preliminary report that was done by the State Department of Historic Resources adds up to some 20+ sites. We've also been informed by Historic Resources that the type of research that we're going to be doing with the Historical Society could reduce the cost of the survey required for the federal and state certification of a historic district here. So we're working at two ends. One, to raise money for the historic district, and secondly, to reduce the cost to get one. Downtown Colonial Beach has long supported establishing a historic district for intrinsic design and economic development purposes. Our fundraising could help pay the matching funds for a grant to conduct the in-depth survey required for certification. A historic district certification is a lot of carrot and no stick. Or at least we don't think there's much of a stick there. It's not the kind that places covenants on what people can do, but instead rewards investors who restore the exteriors of historically eligible buildings and operate businesses in them, with a tax credit worth up to 45% of the total restoration and renovation costs. That's total cost for both interior and exterior renovation. The interior does not have to be historically accurate. Of particular interest to you is that historic district certification could serve as a marketing incentive to get town-owned buildings sold. Complementary design of non-historical buildings could be used to fortify the impact and appeal of historic restorations downtown. We've notified the Planning Commission of our strong interest in collaborating with them on this by raising funds for the certification and lowering the cost through our research. We have a number of other ideas percolating to continue the beautification of downtown and expediting historic district certification, but right now we're concentrating on working with residents and other nonprofits to show the bird watchers that come here a great time during the Osprey Festival and to make it a big success for all of us. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Chamber comments? Susan?
Hi. So for February, Chamber Chat was delivered on the 5th. The Chamber continues to work with Mr. Turner and the state parks on a summer jobs program. We had a meeting on the 6th of February, and several potential state park jobs were discussed. Mr. Turner will be handing out an interest survey to high school seniors, and then we're going to review the results and link kids with jobs for the summer. The Chamber had a social networking event on February 12th at Lenny's Restaurant, which is a new Chamber member. It was a breakfast networking opportunity, and about 20 people attended. We were happy to see a lot of our new members there, and we thank Lenny's for the piping hot coffee and breakfast on a cold and rainy morning, which we have a lot of lately. With the assistance of former Town Council member Phil Rogers, the 2019 Chamber budget was developed, and it was approved by the Board of Directors on the 13th of February. The Chamber submitted all special events permits and deposits to the town for our sponsored 2019 events on the 19th of February. the chamber linked Joy Corprew, who is the director of the University of Mary Washington's Small Business Development Center, with our members. And she was scheduled to meet with 2 of them today, but had to reschedule due to the weather, so we'll figure out the next dates for those. The Chamber is holding a Yelp training on the 26th from 9 to 11. Karen Sullivan is going to help businesses sign up for Yelp, for free Yelp, and discuss how it can help their business. March 8th is the next Art Walk, and the Chamber will be hosting artists Tommy Feltner and Robin Schick. The Chamber will be signing up for a package plan for advertising with Chesapeake Style. The NGOs are discussing regular meetings to help coordinate calendars, volunteers, events, and resources. It is expected that continued unified effort will enable all to move forward with support and positivity. The Chamber, I think I explained this last month that we were working on this, but the Chamber approved the cost of covering riders' fees on the Colonial Beach trolley. We're currently pricing out the cost of advertising both inside and outside of the trolley, and then we'll be offering members the opportunity to advertise on the trolley. We're very excited about that too. Also, the Chamber is going to be the recipient of used high-quality office furniture. There's a new resident in town who wants to donate the furniture, and it's coming to the Chamber, and it's going to be desks and bookcases and a printer, copier that likes that we have never seen, so we're very excited about that. We'd like to thank Robin Schick for designing a new and accurate map for the 2019 Visitor's Guide. And we'd like to congratulate Chief Bruce Huff for his appointment. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Colonial Beach Foundation.
Somebody left their glasses? Oh, okay. Dr. Farney asked me to make the presentation on the foundation because the group that I'm working with in the foundation has been doing the bulk of the activity recently in terms of the reorganization. I think all of you received a copy of the foundation annual report a couple of weeks ago, which sort of explains what we've been doing over the past year and the efforts of the reorganization. This brochure that is being handed out is a brochure that we produced a little while ago. We'll probably be updating it soon, but I thought you'd like to see some of the stuff that we'll be going after and programs that we're involved in. The foundation has been doing some really wonderful things, but one of the things that has not been doing so expeditiously is getting people to renew their membership. Basically, we've been getting members and then never asking them to renew. So that's going to change, and so soon this group that I've been working with in the foundation is going to be working on getting out to all of the current members, well, they're mostly expired members, renewal notices, and we're going to be going after all of the people who have not become members and asking them to join, explaining all the benefits of the foundation, all the wonderful things we're doing. And in addition to the town itself, we're looking at residents that are around Colonial Beach as well, including some of the folks in the county who might benefit from some of the activities of the foundation. So that's kind of a summary of what we've been doing. The foundation, we're, I guess, probably about 3/4 of the way through the reorganization, and it's just becoming a bigger, better, more relevant organization to the residents of Colonial Beach and the surrounding community. So I can answer any questions about the foundation. We actually have quite a few board members who are here who probably can fill in some of the blanks if you have some questions about what we're doing.
I have one statement. I know we had discussed ADA accessibility to the community center, and I sent an email out today, I think, referencing some grant opportunities that the foundation would be way more likely to qualify for than a municipal government can get. And so I hope to see some pursuant because that should be a priority to try to get handicap accessibility to that building. And it's more likely you'll get funding than we will. So,
Right. We have been talking about some improvements that we'd like to make to the community center, so, and that certainly is one of them. Mitzi, I don't know if you want to add anything?
I have already asked Jay Camp to give me a estimate for that.
great. And definitely get in touch with that guy, Michael Lochner, because there are tax rebates that are huge, like 100% of improvements sometimes. I know specifically for residential homes, if you decide to make handicap accessibility changes to your personal house, you can get that rebated back to you in taxes. So, please contact Michael and look at some of those opportunities because you may be able to get refunded for.
Dr. Stein, is there anything you want to say?
No, not.
All right.
Can you
Yes.
go on your other hat?
Yes, I will.
For, Friends of Eleanor Parker?
Yes. So following up on the council's strategy session back in January and the last work session, I have been working with the town manager on a path forward for getting the conservation easement and other grants. And so I just wanted to give you an update on where we were with those things. We are still waiting for the round of the application round for the grants that we might get from the Virginia Land and Conservation Foundation, which would be one of the places we could go to get funding for a conservation easement. And also, similarly, we're waiting for the application round from the Virginia Outdoors Foundation, and there's one other state organization too. We're sort of just in a waiting pattern for those. But in the meantime, we've been looking at lots of other grant opportunities that relate to lots of different aspects of what we could be doing in Eleanor Park. Recreation-wise, playground, we've been looking at grant opportunities for playgrounds. In fact, I have a whole stack right here in front of me, and I won't read any of it to you because it's pretty lengthy, but we have a whole bunch of different application opportunities or grant opportunities that relate to, again, the various pieces to the puzzle of Eleanor Park. One of the things that I hadn't really thought about until I had a conversation with the town manager was that there might be funding needed to study the park itself, the grounds and so forth, to determine what kinds of improvements might need to be made to get it to a level where it can be used to support the kind of things that we would like to put into it. So we've even begun to look into grant opportunities for those kinds of activities of developing developing the park to get it to the point where it can be then turned into a park, if you understand what I'm saying. I tell you though, it sure would make me feel a lot more comfortable if the for sale sign went down and the no trespassing signs. That's really is not a very encouraging thing to look at when I'm trying to plan for all these fundraising grant opportunities for the park there. No. Is there any questions about that? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is kind of going on behind the scenes, and I could talk about it more, but it's probably sufficient for your purposes.
Yeah, I actually sent Mr. Fillmore, I think FCC as well, about, was there any conditions about Eleanor Park, and if we were to make the Castlewood Park, move up to Eleanor Park, that equipment and things like that, was there anything we're looking into it, so those wheels are in motion.
Okay, good.
I was going as well, so.
Good. I'm really excited. I feel like there's a huge opportunity at this particular junction in time to make this, to turn this up into something that's really positive for the town.
Thank you, Eric. Any questions for Eric? Okay, Mr. McIrvin, Colonial Beach redevelopment.
I'm Gary McCurran, and I'm the Commissioner and the Treasurer for the Colonial Beach Redevelopment and Housing Authority. In 1977, a special election was held in Colonial Beach to establish the Redevelopment and Housing Authority as part of the Colonial Beach Village Government and operates under Title 36 of the Code of Virginia. The authority is still functioning today, but its existence is not well known. And that's why I'm here today. I started off on candidates night last fall when all the candidates indicated interest in helping low-income people with projects. And I said, we have one already. So I thought, we need to get this information out. The authority runs a minor home repair program that arranges and pays for repairs for improvements to low-income homes for safer and healthier conditions. Examples of the projects are, we have repaired and installed a bathroom floor that was rotting out around the toilet, and installed a vanity that made wheelchair accessibility easier. We have also repaired a roof and installed handrails in bathrooms and repaired a storm door. That's just a few of the projects that happened over the last, since 1977. That's the most recent ones. Now, I've given each one of you a detailed fact sheet about the program and have extra ones here at the table for anyone in the audience who's interested. Most people say, oh, well, I'm not low income, but you may know that neighbor down the street who has a leaking whatever, or a storm door not working, or the toilet's not working, and can't afford to repair it. That's what we're here for. What you do is you go to the town offices and can get an application from them to fill out. Then they give it to us. We evaluate it and work with the person who's asking for the help to make sure that, one, they're low income, two, they live in Colonial Beach, three, they own the house, and then we get a contractor to give us a valuation. We're limited to $2,500 per project. So it's not a lot of things, but it will help people who need it. I want to improve the visibility in the community and will be applying for HUD grants and state grants to carry on the program. We currently have funds for about 8 projects. And so if this thing really takes off, we're going to need to getting some money. We're going to try to do it from a grant, but we hope we won't be here asking you for money. But are there any questions? Thank you.
Okay, before Mr. Turner starts, does the beach have some other business that you want to present, Tim, or Mr. Turner? Just under the announcements.
Oh, no, sir. I understand.
Okay. All right, then, we'll take Mr. Turner present the Colonial Beach presentation.
Are you going to sit down? Okay. So, good afternoon. Thank you to the Town Council for allowing the school division the opportunity to address the remaining fund balance from the 17-18 school year and fund balances that have developed over previous school years. First, I would like to draw your attention to the handout that I provided each of you, to the State Superintendent's Memo number 15818, which discusses state direct aid to public education. But it also speaks to a key point from last year's budget process for the state, which was took more time than what they originally anticipated. However, if you read 3/4 of the way down on the State Sup's memo, the State Department of Education, the State Superintendent encourages localities to allow school boards to carry over any unspent local allocation into the next fiscal year. which brings me to my presentation tonight for you. I've had the opportunity to meet with several council members who